Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. Unless you have been living under a rock, you must have heard about Chiliz. So why the hell is Chiliz mooning? Is it still a good time to buy into this project or should you wait? If you want an answer to these questions, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. Alright, so what is Chiliz? Well, Chiliz is a blockchain technology which is created to power a website and app called socios.com. So socios.com is an app that was created to help the different teams, sports teams, esports teams and so forth, to engage with their community and give them voting power and have just higher engagement overall. In order to get started, a team does a fan token offering and people can buy into these tokens and then start using them as voting power or just to engage with all the different activities of the different teams. Little example is being given here. Which bus design do you like Juventus to wrap their bus in for season 2021? And then you can have your voting power and make a decision. So yes, at the time of recording this video, the sole purpose of the Chiliz blockchain is to help the socios.com platform. What you'll also notice is some big names and some big partnerships, and this is why the project is getting so much attention. By itself, the blockchain technology is not that innovative. The whole idea of creating a fan platform is definitely not something new. But of course, gathering big names like this, putting them on the blockchain is definitely an interesting solution. So the vision is give billions of sports and esports fans a currency to buy direct voting power in their favorite organization. And then on the other side, we have a nice and easy to use tool that we can give to the teams to manage this community. And I also stated they took the inspiration of socios for team control models, as we see with teams like Real Madrid and FC Barcelona. This means that these teams are not owned by one or two people. No, it's the fan base, it's the community that owns these teams and decides what happens with these teams. So what did Chiliz do? They say, hey, we like the system and we're going to take this to the blockchain. And with the blockchain technology, we are going to make sure that this type of model is available for everyone in the sports and esports world. So that is basically the summary of what the Chiliz project is doing and where the innovation lies. Then they talk about the market. So yeah, the esports and video games market is really big. Of course, this is not the number of the esports market. The esports market is smaller than the traditional sports market is 620 billion. The soccer market, for example, in Europe is 30 billion, just to give you an idea. When it comes to the rest of the white paper, they dive into the risks of blockchain, why they use Ethereum, what problem they solve, but we already did a summary of this. So the most interesting part that we can find is the fan token offering. So we'll jump to that right now. Here we see again how the system works technology-wise. So you have the Chiliz blockchain. On the Chiliz blockchain, you as a team can create your fan token with a fan token offering. Then the fans can buy this token and then use the Chiliz exchange to exchange this token and then use the socios.com app if they want to engage with the teams. And of course, they also state that they start with esports and football teams. Right now, most of the volume and interest is driven by the football teams, but they started out mainly with the esports teams, and of course they want to add influencers, brands and events and other sports verticals. Then we have the roadmap. As you can see, we have a finished product now. The roadmap is complete. Their final stage was in Q3 last year. So now right now we have a fully functional product. Then we have the token fan offering explained right here. So basically, I have a team, I want to have a token, and I want to have a full ecosystem. Then I go to Chiliz, I do a token offering. People can buy at a fixed price until a certain date, and then the token is put on the Chiliz exchange. Okay, this brings us to the most important part, which is the revenue model. So whenever anyone votes, the teams, leagues, events, and games make revenue. So everybody is looking in the same direction. Each time somebody does something on the platform, on the socios.com platform, the Chiliz token is being used. So Chiliz is a utility token. The team tokens can be governance tokens, for example, to vote on whatever happens in the team, but the Chiliz token itself is a utility token. Then we can jump down to the team. As I already told you, it's a finished product. It's getting a lot of attention right now, so we can only say the team did a good job. So we have Alexandre Dreyfus. He was successful in multiple businesses. He sold WebCity to Carrefour. He already had Chili Poker, which is a poker platform. I guess that's where they got the name from, Chiliz. Then we have somebody with 13 years of experience in development, which is Thibaut Pelletier. And then we have Max Rabinovich, who has experience in creative direction and strategic consulting. We see some big names here as well, McDonald's, Nestle, Sony, and so forth. Then we have the people supporting them. And then we have the early investors. We got OKX, the exchange, we got Binance, the exchange, and we got a big venture capital from China. Then we have a whole bunch of advisors on the business side. And then on the esports side, we have a famous streamer, Dr. Disrespect. We have somebody from Fnatic, and so forth. So yeah, in the beginning was definitely focused on esports, but right now all the traffic and attention is being driven by the football teams. Then we jump to the tokenomics. For me, this one is a question mark. I don't know who controls this user-based reserve. If we assume that this is not controlled by the team, but I think it is, then the team has less than 50%. If they control this reserve as well, then they have more than 50%. Maybe this is questionable for some people. Usually I like to see a token distribution that doesn't put all the voting power with the original team. Right now we know how it works. We know what the Chiliz token is used for. We can take a look at if the token is justified at its current price or if it's overvalued. So all these peaks, of course, were important key moments. There were some press releases on these dates. So at the end of February, we had a press release just before that weekend from AC Milan saying that in just a few hours they had $6 million in digital revenue with their token launch. So that got the attention of the mainstream press. And then of course we had the big one on the 11th of March. This one was driven by Paris Saint-Germain. They're doing really well in the qualifications, so they put out this tweet to their fan base, which is 8 million people. And of course, if you combine this with the NFT hype, in the past few weeks, all mainstream media was talking about NFTs and how much they're worth and how they're going to change the world and so forth. So everybody knows the word NFT and links it with big profits. So if you then put out a tweet to your followers, 8 million followers who are already hyped about the team, and say that you are creating an NFT for everybody who has the PSG token, then yeah, you can imagine what kind of effect this will have on the tokens and the platform that it's being built on. And this, of course, has been picked up by mainstream media as well, magnifying the effect even more. So right now, the Chiliz token has a market cap of over 3 billion, which is impressive. Fully diluted, I think this will be almost $6 billion, if I'm not mistaken, because right now we have 5 billion in circulation. Now, because Chiliz is a blockchain, of course, we have a blockchain explorer. So we go to the Chiliz website, we don't click here, we click on the Chiliz exchange. Then at the exchange, of course, you can exchange the different tokens launched on the platform. You also see the revenue in the past 24 hours. Just so you know, this number is more accurate than the number that you can find on CoinGecko. On some coins, I don't know why, there was a big difference between the 24-hour total here and on CoinGecko. So it's best to look at the Chiliz website for accurate data. Then we go to Explorer. And here we see the block explorer of Chiliz. If you would have clicked on the other one, it would have just taken you to the Etherscan and give you information on the token itself. But of course, we want to know what's happening on their blockchain and not on Ethereum. Then we click on tokens. Then we see all the different tokens created on the Chiliz platform. So these are the different teams and how many people hold these tokens. The big one is Socios United. No, it's not a sports team. It is the token created at the end of last year by the socios.com platform. And in case you were wondering why so many people hold the token, well, basically, when they launched, every single socios.com user will receive one SSU token airdropped in their app wallet. So I don't think you should be surprised that people created multiple accounts just to get these free tokens. On top of that, they handed out some more tokens with a token hunt and so forth. However, if we add up all the different tokens, because these are people that are really fans of these different teams, then we only have 120,000 addresses. So let's just assume we have a bunch of people that are fan of the socios.com platform, but not fan of any of the teams. That would bring us at maybe 200,000 real accounts. Now, because I like to put things in perspective, I made a little sheet with the most important tokens. So we see Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, and so forth. We see the 24-hour trading volume. We see how many people hold the tokens. So if we just divide these two, then we see on average in the past 24 hours, people who have the Juventus token, they transferred or created revenue, $40, $180, $300, and so forth. Now, if you know that at a token launch, and you can find the token launches on the socios.com platform, you find it here. What is a fan token offering? You see all the different token offerings, how many they were created, and what the fixed price was. So each token offering starts with a fixed price. Then people of the socio.com platform, they get the first right of purchase. Then you have a deadline in which people can buy at a fixed price, and after that you'll be able to trade the different tokens on the Chiliz exchange. So normally, the way I understand it, the market cap is automatically fully minted, fully diluted for each of the tokens. So to put that in perspective, if you have a max supply of 20 million and the current price of your token is $16, that will put you at a 300 million market cap. For Barcelona, that would put you at $2 billion market cap. Just to have a good idea of how many people are fans of these different teams, I took a look at their Twitter, which of course is only a subsegment of their fan base. And then I take a look at how many people actually have a wallet, and that is less than 1% everywhere. If we then assume that we have a fully diluted market cap, which is this one, and we divide it by the wallet holders, then we see the average value per wallet, which is 24,000, 45,000, 200,000. So these numbers are very big, and I wonder how many real fans have been reached with this project if the value of each wallet is this high, because these are not average Joe numbers, if you ask me. Then I took a look at some of the team's estimated worth, so for the team itself and their annual revenue. And then it would be very surprising to me that, for example, the Barcelona token will give you 50% voting right in Barcelona, because right now the market cap of the token is 2 billion and the value of the team is 4 billion. And I don't think these token holders have 50% of the voting power in what's going on with Barcelona. So I think most of the tokens here are a bit overvalued. So if the only thing that we can work with is the active amount of addresses, and we already very optimistically assume that there are 200,000 active users on the Chiliz platform and that hold the SSU token or any of the other tokens, and we then divide the market cap by 200,000, then we get a value of $17,000 per active user, which is, I think, pretty high. Just to put this in perspective, for example, Ethereum. So Ethereum has a market cap of over $200 billion, and they have over 140,000 active wallets. So if we divide those, then we get a value of about $1,500 per active wallet. If we say that a Ethereum wallet user has a market value of 1,500 and Chiliz of 1,700, that means that a user of Chiliz, or at least a wallet holder of Chiliz, is worth 10 times more. So yeah, keeping those numbers in mind and knowing how much Ethereum is being used, I think this also confirms that the Chiliz token is definitely overvalued. This leaves us with the question, what do I think is a fair value? Well, I think over here, in the beginning of March, the 13 cent range was definitely a fair value. Before it was undervalued, and right now I think we are overvalued. So I'm not planning to buy the token unless it drops below the 25 cents range. Now when it comes to future value, I like to take a look at my Excel sheet. When we then look at the top teams, so these are not all the teams that have a token, we have a fully diluted market cap of almost 4 billion. If you then take a look at the entire soccer market value in 2018-2019, that was 30 billion. So this is over 10% of the entire European soccer market. So going back to the white paper, we see they talk about the video games market, but just let's be honest, the only part they can focus on is the esports market, and it's less than 1 billion. So the big market is the traditional sports market, which is 620 billion. I also think it would be insane to say that Chiliz can capture that entire market, because this market includes ticket sales, it includes merchandise and so forth. These are all things that will not be put on the Chiliz network, so it's not fair to say that they can capture this revenue. So even if we say that they can get 10% of all the sports in the world and get that revenue, that would put you at 62 billion as a potential market. And then let's just assume that they are very dominating in most of the sports and that they're able to capture 40% of that specific target market. That would put them on a potential of 24 billion. If we then take a look at the fully diluted market cap, then we would be at 6 billion. So 24 divided by 6. That gives us the possibility of a 4x on 60 cents. That would put us at a potential price of $2.5 for the Chiliz token. Let's just say that they capture even more market and the market grows a little bit. That puts the price at potentially $3. And again, that is why I think right now, with the current amount of teams and the current amount of users, a price close to $1 is way too much. Good, that's it for this video. If you don't agree with my analysis, please post a comment. It is very possible that I'm missing things, so it's always interesting to talk about this and adjust my view on the different tokens. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and always post a comment, because that will help us boost the channel in the YouTube algorithm. And as you see, I've been able to grow pretty fast in the past 3 months, so I really want to thank you guys for supporting the channel, and let's see if we can get to that 3K subscribers by the end of next week. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.